everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am going to use my skill set for the Lord. My church asked me to kind of work with their security, actually be security, to protect. It's something I feel like I have to do. I feel like it's a duty for me to use my skill set and my less lethal for a good cause. I think security is preventative, and I think this is the time I'm going to have to get a full-blown weapon, gun, take class, and be licensed to carry. As much as I trust my less lethal, which I do not need a license to carry, but if let's play, full scale. Billy Rockstar had mental health issue and he wanted to come and shoot church. And he has a gun. If he can shoot his gun, I hit him with that burner, he may be coked up, and then he'll just shoot more. Granted, I slow him down or disable him, but that would not be a time I would project pepper balls, because everybody else gonna get it. So I think this is the time I'm gonna have to just go ahead and get a full-fledged gun, or at least have somebody that's security, that is security, that's licensed to carry, and they are my number two. If my situation is the number one and this person is not piping down or stopping, burner, taser, such and such. Taser that project, not taser where you have to touch them because you want distance. But if I see this person has a gun, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my gun, my burner against your gun. I'm going to possibly lose. I can lose with a gun. So, this is the time I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I want something, a gun. But it's like, it would be like, my gun will be on my left, my burner will be on my right, and all of it is concealed. So if I reach for my gun, that's literally my last resort. I know that my burner did not work, and then I would have to go for my gun. And if possible, all of this could be prevented, by scanning security cameras and stuff like that to see if there's a threat, which will give you enough time, hopefully. So I'm going to take on this burden. And how I even took on this burden is when I had a church member who was working the sound system had a mental breakdown. And it could have got very violent very quick. And I was looking for my targets, looking how to take him down, because he was about 220 or 210. When people have mental episodes, You don't want to go hand in hand because they strength and they'll rage. You want to take them off their base and take them to the ground. Nobody can push up, and just based upon my weight, you're going to get tired. As I do side control, full mount, and then from that point, you can go for any type of choke. But also what I'm going to do, I'm going to teach like the men of my church take down techniques to make sure they go down. And really all I'm going to teach them, I'm not going to teach them heavy martial arts because so much it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt what I teach. I'm going to teach what I've used on my jobs and what meant CPI, SEM, that type of training. SEM, which is Sanctuary Crisis Management, is probably the best because this is what we used to use on the kids that were my size. So it's effective when you have multiple people. When you have 2 or 3 men, let's say 3-on-1, it works very good. 2-on-1, it still works, but it depends on their fighting skill. And then 1-on-1, it doesn't work. But luckily, I have enough Aikido, Krav Maga, Karate, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to take a person down. But I don't want to kill them unless it calls for that. But God forbid, most of it is just physical and take them down and wait for the cops. And I do have zip-tied handcuffs that I carry right now. So now I'm definitely going to get more in a security mindset. I'm definitely going to get more self-defense, and I already was doing it anyway on the low key because I always keep a weapon. But now I'm going to do it more for my church. So it's a task that I feel like I'm called to do. I'm called to protect people and defend. And what better place is to protect people that are vulnerable, like elders and children. But definitely the scope of my conversation is I'm going to do security. I definitely started out with a burner, but now I feel like, okay, I'm gonna have to get a gun for real because I need that as a backup just in case the burner doesn't work, which I think it will. But if there's an active shooter role, I want a gun. I don't want to mess around with a person who got AK-47. I want just a gun to stop them. You know, it's all can happen so quick. And everything don't require a gun situation. That's the thing I realized. For that situation that happened, like Christmas time with that guy, I almost pulled my burn out. I almost did. Because I thought he was going to physically assault the pastor. But he left on his own accord, angrily, but eventually he left. He got out the door. But this is me playing back in my head like, okay, a burner is going to work on him because he had nothing. And even though he had a manic episode, along with my burner and my pepper spray, I have a taser. And then I'm going to order today, actually, I'm going to order a taser that project at as another alternative. So it should be like burner. It should be taser, burner, and gun is your last resort. So that's what I'm going to do. And plus, I need to do a little bit more training in church security because it's different. It's different when it's just your personal in your car and you just have your burner. But it's different when you talk about you protecting multiple people in open space and you have a intruder come in. And we live in an age, especially in this political year, people get kind of weird. So they may want to say, hey, and I go to a predominantly black church, like, hey, you know what? I don't support the Democrat cause or Republican cause, whatever. I see a church, they look vulnerable, and that's what happened with these crazy people. They go for places that are vulnerable. They know they're not going to be at their best. And what place is most people not going to be at their best? It's at a church. So that's what I'm going to do. Tell me what you think. Leave comments. Appreciate it. Have a good one.